A coward dies 1,000 deaths. A soldier dies but once.
My only fear of death is reincarnation. My only fear of death is reincarnation. I use my last breath to reach the whole nation. How can they call me murderer for my spoken words? This composition be my prophecy, I hope it's heard. My only fear of death is reincarnation. I use my last breath to reach the whole nation. How can they call me murderer for my spoken words? This composition be my prophecy, I hope it's heard. Hard words.
Welcome all. This is Blaezer RTW. I hope you are good. I am good. Starting to get a bit more of a rhythm in these now that Christmas is gone and the New Year and la-di-la-di-da. Hope you all had a good one. Okay, let's get into it. 4v4. Let's start off on this right wing is Schema. He has 6 Praetorian Cav. Is that all urbans or is there some archers in there? I think that's all urbans and then 3 archers there. Then it's myself, the Scipii. I've got 3 archer auxilia, 6 cav and then the rest urbans. In our centre left with a sort of unorthodox formation, I guess you would call that, is JGP. He's got 4 archer auxilia and then urbans, and is that 5 cav, yeah. And then on our left is Spartan Commander. He is Macedon. It looks to me like he's got no cav, 4 Cretans, and then the rest of them pikes in that big block square formation. So let's go across to the enemy. On the right hand side we have Urgent, who I think is someone else. I don't know, I can't remember who it is, but I think it's someone who is known to those who know. Sorry, and then we've got, he's got 2 Arch Auxilia, 5 Praetorian Cav, and the rest Urbans. Centre right for them is Trajan, he's the Seleucids. He's got 6 Cataphracts, 2 Archers, 3 Silver Shields, and then the pikes. Just look, I'm always interested in the Seleucid formations because I find them quite hard to dial in, as in I'm rubbish with them. So he's gone 3-4-3. Fair enough, we'll see how that goes. Their centre left is Titan's Archon, who I'm assuming is Sparky. I'll try and call him Archon just in case he isn't, but if I say Sparky, he's not then. Apologies. He's got some normal archers, 4 Cretans. Looks like he's got a split army there, so one of them's got some Spartans up front, and then 6 hoplites, and then 6 type behind, and then another one. That one's in 2 banks of 3, and then he's got 5 with his general behind that in a single line. And then on their left flank is Mighty Mouse. He's got 6 cav, 12 urbans, and 2 archer auxiliar. Good. Right, okay. I've got a feeling it's going to take a while to form up, so I will see you in a second. Okay, so we're not quite there yet. But it's just starting to get a bit, chess game going on. So let's have a look at the run of the mill. We'll start off at this end and work our way down, which is the enemy's right flank. So looks like Urgent is doing a heavy flanking manoeuvre on JGP there on our left flank. He's separated himself slightly from the Seleucid infantry, but not too bad. His cav's far out behind himself along with his archers, and then Trajan sent 3 cataphracts, including his general, with them. And then it looks like these cataphracts might be making their way over there, who are still behind his army, which looks like it's just starting to sort of plug that hole. Archon has got his sort of first force, as we looked at it, in the centre, still plugging that hole, and then he's sending that force with his general out to the left flank, I'm guessing, to sort of protect his archers / flank if he can, and back up to Julii. possibly, who is stuck out there on the left. When it comes to our team, me and Schema, we're all sort of the same. The Romans, you can see. JGP must have been sort of, planning, assuming to do that, because he had his army sort of set out weirdly, didn't he? So he's obviously had that in mind when he set that up. Probably he's going to have half this force here. It looks like he's set up this force here to take on the little Greek army, and then this one here to take on the Seleucid/Romans. Looks like I'm starting to do something here. Macedon's sitting behind me. I guess he's going to want to face Greece. Ideally, I guess he would want to face him in a blob and face all the Greek army together. So Archon's done quite well there and split his forces so that it gives Spartan commander something to think about. Yeah, we've had a bit of a skirmish war going on as well. You can see all the Cretans and Arch Auxilia and everybody is all firing away there. Okay, so yeah, looks like we're having a bit of a mix up over on, well, not a mix up. What I'm doing is I'm bunny hopping effectively JGP and coming out to face the Julia on this left flank so that he can keep his formations as they are and face up the Seleucid and the first part of the Greek force. That should allow Spartan commander to either split his force or sit in here and sort of, maybe take on the Julii and let Schema deal with the rest of Greek's army in the flank of the Julii. But we'll see how it works out. If that is Sparky, and if he's a Titan anyway, regardless, so he's going to be pretty good, and we'll have to watch out for obviously watch out for him, because he'll look to, he'll know not to face Macedon in one big lump, and if he can sort of split it apart and get him how he wants him, then the Greeks should tear through him pretty easily. But we shall see. So yeah, I've set myself up here on the left-hand side. Now it looks like Urgent's coming forward a bit. He hasn't got a peeler force, so I would look to be taking advantage of that. Let's go and have a look at this end and see what's going on with the split Greeks, just because it's interesting. Try and sort of keep it all in, but I find that if I'm side on like this, you can't. It's sort of better to be one side or the other almost, because it's sort of the angles of the way you look at it. See the Seleucids moving up in the top there. JGP sort of just sorting out his forces now ready. Macedon's still sat there. Schema's facing up the Julii, but he's got a little bit of an issue of the Greeks wanting to face him up. He's obviously moving he's probably getting fired at there by the Cretans. So I think Spartan commander is going to have to make a decision in a minute whether he wants to push up on these two pike forces in the middle and then let the Romans take care of the Greeks and the Romans, or whether he's going to sort of split his force and marry up Sparky and take him on, like that. But I don't think he wants to do that, because Macedon strengths in their numbers, if you see what I mean. So he'll want to keep his group together as long as he can. I didn't see if Schema actually moved then. I think he did. He looks like he's angled a little bit. Well, I do like the line of the battlefield as it is. It looks like we're just pulling back a touch in the centre, but I do like it when you get this sort of W effect going on. It means sort of people are pushing and pulling all over the field, you know what I mean? It's not just sort of one team pushing and the other one sitting there defending, sort of thing. So JGP split off a couple of his cav. I guess he wants to go and take out these Cretans, as there's no cav over there apart from the Praetorian cav of the Julii, which is starting to make its way over now. Spartan commanders put his cards on the table. Now he's split his army, so he's sending an ode over to go over and battle the Greeks. My cav's still here, my archers are still here. Looks like Urgent's starting to move up, but doesn't seem to be that we've made any inroads on that left-hand side either way. The cataphracts are all sat behind the Julii. JGP squared up, half against the Seleucids and half against Archon's first force. The Cretans have retreated along with the Greeks back now that the Macedonians are coming over. Spartan commander, that little force that he sent to defend against the Greeks, I guess he's going to bring it back and just sit it in behind Schema's infantry here on the right, so that depending if he's needed, he can easily pull it away. The Praetorian cav of the Julii is starting to head over in our direction. I'm wondering if they're thinking of doing something, or if they've just seen that. I suppose it's just mine and JGP's there. So, he's stopped off now. So the Julii over on our right flank, their left flank, is sort of split half behind Archons and half behind his own Julii force on the, officially on their left flank, our right flank. No engagements in the middle yet. Looks like JGP and the Seleucid legionaries are starting to exchange a bit of peeler. You can see that Urgent has gone for the put them in Testudo trail of thought, whereas I've gone for putting them into the open order. I tend to think that, I'm going to do it actually. I tend to think that when they're in Testudo, you can run up like I am doing now, and they have to reform like when they're surrounded. And then if you can hit them with cav and things, although one of my things just routed, so perhaps not. But I'm assuming the reason you would put it into Testudo rather than open orders because they lose less from the peeler exchange. But to my mind, it gives you a little bit more micro because there's not that much between fighting a unit in loose and tight because they sort of all pull together, you know what I mean? So but I don't really know a lot. Let's have a look what's going on here. It looks like Schema started to move up, but he's retreating. He stopped just in time because you don't want to get hit by the cav while he's still moving. So he's turned to face up and brace so that he can take the charge of the Julii, which is pushing on now. I'm trying to keep it all in. So the Julii sent his cav in for a strike. Macedon's flanking force and the Greek force out on our right is starting to move forward. They're going to engage. Schema sent a couple of his cav in to fight off that Praetorian, the half of the Praetorian cav for the Julii. Looks like the other Greek force that was in the centre is starting to make its way across to their left, our right with the Julii. Macedon's mirroring him and starting to move his forces up now in the centre. My archers are back behind my cav. Looks like the Seleucids have sent one or two cataphracts in for a little cheeky dig, which would probably mean I'll reply with one or two cav. We've got JGP there behind as well. Okay, so at this side, he sent a couple of Spartans in there to prevent the frontal cav attacks. That's pretty good by Sparky, just to lace them. Otherwise, they're not fully engaged, but it looks like they will do in a minute. Let's have a look what's going on over here. Here we go. So looks like the Julii cav is being sent in from the left. I'm just wondering what JGP is looking at. He's thinking of pushing up. Yeah, it's going to say, to me, JGP needs to be aggressively pushing on the Seleucid infantry because that's their real weak point. And if we can take them out the game, it frees up a lot more infantry for us. As it is, Urgent has sent his cav in from the left as we're looking at it, his right. I've gone to strike him, but I've sort of missed him, and now I'm coming around the back of him. That should be quite nicely because he's surrounded, so I should hopefully rout a few of his off. JGP sending his cav back over this way and is going to try and give him a whack. It looks like the Seleucid's just about sending his cataphracts in. I've just pulled out in time though, but they're going to hit my infantry, so I need to watch that. Out here on the right, again, they're not fully engaged. They're just doing a little bit of posturing over there. So it's all over here on this left flank. JGP on a centre left is starting to push into the legionaries and the pikes, but it could probably do with proper being aggressive and proper flanking him, but obviously it's difficult because he's got his cav down this end. Looking at it, looks like I've reformed my cav now. I'm pulling out. I guess I want to go for the Seleucid general, but Julii general might have been a better option there because he was obviously going to pull out. As it is, I've whacked the hit in anyway. If I can just leave him in there for a second and pull him out before the cataphracts come back in, JGP might be able to counter strike him if I can pull out. Looks like I've rushed my infantry up to my general, suddenly running to take this hit from the cataphracts. JGP sent his in as mine's coming out and it's not routing, so that's going to be quite nice. Hopefully you can give him a good dig. I should probably wheel mine out to the left now and start hitting the Julii from the sort of flank / behind. Oh, it looks like JGP took the Seleucid general out, so that's quite useful. That'll weaken the morale of the cataphracts. Macedon's rushing over this way. It looks like they're all coming over this way on the right. I can't see where they're engaged anywhere. Macedon's starting to shore up JGP's flank here in the centre, facing up to these Greeks before he gets taken on, because he was obviously doing what I was thinking he was going to do, or hoping he would do, which is flank it. I lost a hell of a lot of cav there somewhere. I must have gone in for a strike or hit something, or some of it's still in there. As it is, we've got the Julii general on this left-hand side, so that's quite a nice combination play by me and JGP. He's thrown in all his infantry as well, so if we can just break that line, we might be able to just rout off all that Julii. We'll obviously need to be careful because of the cataphracts. They're winded and tired though, so we could probably throw everything at them, and if we can catch hold of them, we'll probably rout them off pretty easy if the general's dead. On this side, Schema's starting to move forward now. He's actually doing a flanking action on the Julii. The Greece has come across to start taking on Macedon, who was taking on the right of JGP's forces on the inside, right? He's now being attacked by both the Greeks and the Seleucid infantry as JGP brought some of his infantry over to help me out. We need to get out of here now and start chucking everything we've got into the back of these Seleucids, rout them off, make sure the Spartans don't flank us, and then start hitting these Spartans, because Spartans are really a nightmare in the end game. Basically, if you got them down, if you kept them to here, then they're difficult to take down once they get into their sort of rhythm. As it is, we're just finishing off what's here. My infantry starting to run over, as is my cav. The Mighty Mouse is doing a great job of defending with his Julii. It looks like he's just going to patch the holes. He's holding up Schema's infantry over here on the right. It looks like he's starting to push things forward, but Mighty Mouse has got some reserves and his cav starting to come over. I don't know whether Schema has got any cav left. Some of my cav's starting to head over. My Julii's there. I could do with actually using my general to tie up this guy here to stop him flanking rather than missing him like I'm doing, because he's going to come straight into the back of the Macedonians. I could even probably do with letting the rest of my infantry carry on around and just bring my general back round and bring it in behind the Macedonians, to stop and get surrounded, but also to provide that morale boost. That probably would have been a better idea. Julii's brought his cav in behind on this right-hand side to try and take out the back of Schema's army. He sent a couple of blocking units out now, and he looks like his cav's coming back. That's JGP's cav, so he's got a lot of his cav. He could do a nice little run down the line now and try and maybe go for that general and try and run through that lot. There might just be too many there, though. JGP's got a bit of infantry now. He probably might have been better off just waiting a second with his cav, throwing his infantry into the Julii general from behind, and then running down the line with it all. I'm not doing a lot. Looks like my cav's over there. He's winded, but I'm probably just waiting to find where I'm going to attack from. Just making sure that there's nothing going on elsewhere. And there's a couple of Macedon archers firing into the backs. Yeah, I need to be getting in amongst it, really. I don't know what I'm doing over there, or in general. It's probably my archers I'm fucking around with. Okay, so I have actually run my cav, but I've run it through that one unit of infantry. Archon's doing a good job. He's thrown his general and a couple of units back just to deter me from sort of finding an angle to hit and rout off this Julii. So that's pretty well defended by him. You can see he's finished off the Macedonians now. Yeah, we should have backed him up a little bit, because once he was getting attacked by both sides, he was going to get, he was going to get wound down pretty quickly, which is the case that happens. So yeah, we probably should have helped him out a bit more there. We've got them surrounded, but not enough numbers, because obviously the Spartans' morale is too good. I could do with all these urbans now, probably engage in something and setting up a hit, maybe blocking off this general, bringing my cav around the back and trying to hit these Spartans in from the back, although there's a lot of units there, so I'm sure he would turn and face a couple of them to face me and still be able to, them not rout from turning. Probably the general might be a good option, but he's again, there's another Greek there just in the mix, probably deterring me. Looks like my archers are being taken out by some cataphracts that have come back. I probably need to sort that out now. My general's coming in from the back. Yeah, my cav, I need to be either taking this Julii general and this unit out here that's engaged with my general, or clearing out these cataphracts so they can't get involved. It looks like I'm going for the latter, as they've just gone in. Unfortunately, the Spartans are just tearing everyone a new one, and just tearing the place apart. They're having a chance to reform now. We should probably do the same. Looks like Schema had that as an idea, but I'm obviously just chucking everything in here. I've got my archers up there and everything, just trying to get rid of these straggling Seleucid units at the top as we look at it. To my eye, it's going to be close, but that clump of Spartans looks pretty difficult to take down. Yeah, I mean, part of me says we should regroup and sort of, see what happens, but then the other part of me says that they'll box up, and then we haven't got any way of getting in there. So yeah, I need to be deadly with my cav now, and obviously JGP does as well. My my general's just gone, so that's not great by me. I shouldn't have let him get isolated like that. They've clumped up now, so yeah, this is going to be quite difficult to break down for us. We probably have got the manpower if they were spread out, but now they've got a chance to defend themselves. Yeah, it's going to be difficult. I need to be doing something with my cav now, as I don't seem to have any infantry left. I need to be swinging it round and trying to hit something wherever their weak point's going to be, depending where Schema throws his infantry. Brought some archers round the back, so his Macedon's still got a couple of archers there as well. Okay, yeah, so yeah, I started to send my cav around the side now. I obviously wasn't too worried about resting it because I haven't actually rested it. Yeah, maybe what's that there? Some urbans. Maybe try and tie down this Julii general and hit him quick before the Spartans get involved. Looks like JGP. Yeah, or we should probably maybe go for the Seleucids and try and get them out of there. Try and get the Julii out of there, and then just focus on the Greeks if we can. I remember it's probably near a stage, actually, this battle, where I sort of was really funny with charging specifically Spartans with my cav. I never seemed to wanted to do it for some reason, and it was like, yeah, they still do rout if you hit them in the right place at the right time, sort of thing. You know, and they're low. So, like, for example, I could probably go for the general from here and probably maybe even rout one of them off, because it's sort of side on there. Maybe even this clump that's here. I know this one's facing this way, but I'd have to obviously face up the other way. But yeah, it was a bit of a one of them for me. So I am doing what I said I wanted to do, but probably a bit late now because there a couple of the units have sort of freed up. That's forcing JGP to send the rest of his cav in to see if we can't get any sort of shock value on, but we've mistimed it. Everything's tired now, so it's all lost its impetus. It's got a little bit of cav there as well. Yeah, the only other thing I guess we could have done is maybe let them form into a box and then go down the route of empty all your arrows out and see what goes from there. As it is, I'm chucking everything I've got in there from the left, but it's horses against pike. JGP's chucking in everything he's got, but it's horses against pikes. Schema's got his infantry left. JGP's got a bit of infantry left as well, and Schema, but they're just getting thinned out, starting to go off slowly. So, yeah, no, that's it's quite annoying to look back at, if you know what I mean. I sort of got the first half of the battle okay, and then the second half of the battle I didn't quite manage it quite as well as I should have. But yeah, there you go. You live and you learn. Yeah, it looks like everyone's starting to admit defeat now, so that'll be the end of that. So, yeah, I enjoyed that. That was a good game. Nice, not less of a brawl than the last one, a bit more to it. So, hopefully you enjoyed it too. We'll just wait for the end screen now, and then, I'm tired after that one. Okay, yeah, there we go. So, yeah, good game to everyone. Close defeat. Happy days. See you later.
Call me Blaezer.